Hi there, it's Tracy Crowder of Splash Fabric, and welcome to our Fabric of the Month Club. This is our first ever, and we're sending you four half yards of fabric, and from these little bits of fabric, it doesn't look like much, you can make 8 stash pouches and 2 backpacks. So what I want to introduce you to is our welcome packet has links to the special Splash Fabric of the Month page on our website, where you're going to find all these resources. How to set the zippers the way I do. I do them in a loopy way so that there is no zipper ends as you open your bag, as you open the zipper. So there's a video about how to do that easily. You're going to want to lay in some notions. There's links to Sally Tomato's page. We use black for all the webbing and the zippers and zipper pulls and zipper tape. But Sally Tomato, if you go to her website, she just did a thing with Tula Pink, and she has pink and orange and lime green and stripes, and you can find some really fun ones out there. But we don't supply those, so you're going to want to get those, because every month you're going to get a new ideas of projects, and they all need bits and bobs. But we're going to send you fabric and ideas, and the fabric sewing resources page is really a gold mine. Another gold mine is our Facebook Insiders group. It's called Splash Fabric Insiders. So you're going to want to go and look at that and maybe post some of your progress and your successes. Of course, we send you a free needle. That helps. But there's nothing about this fabric that you should be afraid of. We're going to teach you how to be successful, and we want you to have fun with it. So the Facebook Splash Fabric Insiders is really a good way to get support and also see all the creative things that people have made. But don't get overwhelmed. We'll just take it one step at a time. And so I'm going to teach you today how to cut out these shapes in the most efficient way and use all the inches of your precious fabric. So have fun. Happy sewing. We have 4 half yards of fabric. I picked 2 of these solids and 2 prints, 2 of our favorites. And then I'm going to teach you how to make 4 and get the maximum use out of these half yards of fabric. You're going to make 2 backpacks fully lined and a bunch of pouches. I don't know yet how many we're going to get out of these half yards, but it'll be fun to find out. So you have plenty for at least 2 backpacks and probably 4 to 6 of these pouches. So first thing is you download the patterns. Now our website, we don't have, paper patterns. We don't have tissue paper patterns. It's an instruction printout, PDFs that you can print. You can do them in black and white so you don't waste all your ink. So go to sewing pattern number 9, everyday backpacks, and it shows you this diagram of how you're going to make your cuts. And I'm going to show you that for maximum use of your yardage. And then this one, it doesn't even have a diagram. It's super simple. You can even make it out of a piece of paper. You can just take a piece of regular printer paper and fold it over. And that basically, that's a pouch right there. But the pouches that we're going to end up with are going to be a little skinnier than this, I think. So I'm going to lay out all my fabric, and then I'll show you how to cut it. I have actual pattern pieces. You're not going to have these. You're just going to have the drawings, unless you want to make them. You're going to have this drawing. That's this shape. The backpack body gets 2 cutouts of each fabric, one for the inside, one for the outside, and then one inside and one outside of the pockets. The pockets are not lined. The body of the bag is lined. The pockets are not lined. That's how we set it up. Because I don't think you need the extra weight, and it just makes a simple slip pocket on the front that isn't lined, and the inside. that isn't lined. I can fit my iPad in here, you guys. This is a great little pocket in the back. So anyway, for cutting out, what I wanted to show you is if you put the pattern, you draw it out so it's all the way along this straight line down here. You're gonna have to trim a little bit because they don't all line up exactly right out of the package. So you want to trim this off straight. Watch Sarah watch the video, So Live. She made a great video of the backpacks. So you'll want to leave a little bit on the selvage so that you make sure that you're not getting any of the part that isn't laminated. And then line it up here. The pocket goes here. And then you have all this extra material. You have plenty of room here for stash pouches. So this is enough room for stash pouches for sure. You can make little square ones, you can make long ones. Then you've got this strip down this side, and you're gonna wanna make stash pouches out of those. Those are gonna make some really cute little pencil pouches. So I want you to use all of this material. So I'm gonna lay it out and cut it out, and then I'm gonna come right back and show you what I got, okay? So I laid out all 4 pieces of fabric: strawberry, marigold, kale, and Juanita. It doesn't matter which order, because what you're gonna do, you're gonna mix and match. You might wanna put the solids on the outside, the prints on the outside. You're just gonna see how it goes. You might wanna make a plan too. I'm kind of a make it as you go kind of gal. So bags don't care about warp and weft. You can put it this way if you could fit it. Obviously you can't put it this way. So the half yard, this is the width of the fabric. It's 54 to 56 inches wide. It's a little wider than that. What I recommend is you lay this bag, this is your backpack body, and you need a front and a back, an inside and outside of this. And then you need 2 pockets, an inside and outside, because they're not lined. The pockets are not lined. And one goes on the inside and matches the inside. One goes on the outside, matches the outside. So you're gonna need 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. Pretty simple. But what you're gonna do is lay this right along this edge, and you're gonna have to trim off the rest of them so they all line up perfectly on this edge. And then, which is normal, they vary a little bit. So then you have your body here, and you have your pockets here, and, oh, this goes that way. And you can make a paper pattern if you have, you know, construction paper or what's that called? Craft paper. I just use craft paper. Easy peasy. Okay, you can see from that video that I am a scissors gal. I'm trying to learn how to use this. I've never been a quilter, so I love this huge ruler, but I'm not really proficient at it. When you watch Sarah and her video about making our backpack, you'll see she's very proficient. But anyway, I'm sure you are too, but I'm not. So that's the struggle for me. So it turns out that I have plenty of fabric to make 4 of these flat pouches, 4 of these flat pouches that are about the size of this flat pouch. Now, the only difference is the way I show you in the instructions is that the fold is on the bottom and you put 2 side seams. In this case, you're gonna just Actually, you're gonna just set the zipper along the top of this, and then you're gonna fold it in half, put the zipper together, and only have one side seam, and you're gonna sew it along the bottom. So that'll make really perfect pencil pouches. So there'll be 4 of those, 1, 2, and then I'm gonna mix them up. What I like to do is, I often do cutting one day, and then I do sewing the next day, or I break it up. So I like to cut everything all at once. And then I like to just sit at my sewing machine, put on some music or a podcast, and crank through the sewing. That's how I do it. So I'm gonna put 2 solids together just for fun. And then I'm gonna make, so I kind of lay them out so I know what I've got. 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna put these together. Some people wouldn't, but I would. I'm a mix and match kind of gal. Okay, so I'm gonna make 4 pouches like that. Then I've got this big one. This was at the end of the long strip of cutouts. Now it's almost big enough that you could make one of our cinch bags, if you can figure that out. I don't have a pattern for that yet, but I will in the next couple weeks. So that could be, you know, you could make a little bucket bag like that. Or I'm gonna make just larger pouches. People always wanna have larger pouches. You need all the sizes of pouches all the time. So maybe this fits all your phone cords and chargers. Maybe this one just fits toothbrushes or pencils. They're always good for art kits. I have different sizes of watercolors that I use, these little trays, and so that kind of stuff can go in there. So I'm gonna make 1 like that. I'm gonna put that on my sewing pile, right? And I'm gonna make 1 like this. And I'm gonna put that on my sewing pile. So I've got 6 pouches to sew here. Now I have 2 more sets. These are, everybody wants a little tiny pouch, like a little wallet kind of size. And I don't really make one of those. I've never made one of this size before, but I thought that would be fun. So I'm gonna make 1 small one like that. And this one, I'm gonna actually cut it a little bit more down and make it, how big? Like that big. I'm gonna make it a tiny one. Like really just a little card case. Okay, so now I'm gonna get sewing and I'll show you the results. Okay, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pouches here laid out on this strand of zipper tape. So it came off this big roll. See, I buy it by these rolls, and then I have these zipper pulls that I put on to the zipper tape on the individual pouches as I go. So it's all laid out and the top part is done. So what I'm gonna show you in fast motion is how I'm going to put these all together. And I'm just gonna top stitch here. I'm gonna explain it. The top stitch here, and then cut them all apart with my least favorite scissors because it won't dull the blade. So I start by cutting them all, and I cut them all at the same angle. So then that is easier when I put the zipper pulls on. So now I'm ready to just top stitch, put them together, put the zipper pulls on, and you can just watch.